So if you guys didn't know, in 2001, the Seattle Mariners won the most games in MLB history. I think it was tying with the 1906 Cubs. Yeah, we have to go way back to get that kind of win record. But the 2001 Mariners won 116 games, which is an MLB record. So what we're going to do today is we're going to put that 2001 Mariners squad into today's baseball and see how they would fare. It's a little bit of a challenge. It's a what if, a little bit of a experiment. That's a good word for it. So that's what we're gonna do today. If you guys want to see some more experiments or other crazy ideas like that, let me know in the comment section down below. Hit that like button down below. That's the best way for me to know that you still enjoy MLB content. And of course, if you're new to the channel and enjoy it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications by clicking that bell icon. Of course, yesterday's video is going to be up here in the top corner. We rebuilt the worst team in MLB history. So if you want to see a rebuild on that team, go check it out up here. And all social media links are down in the description below. Go and give them a follow. There's my Twitter. That's the best way to keep up to date when I'm going to upload, along with other MLB related stuff or just kind of what's going on behind the scenes. So go and give it a follow. So without any further ado, let's hop into it. So to find this roster, I've been kind of showing you guys just so that you know. Of course, go to the community tab, vaults, roster vault. And then when you hit search, I just did 2001 because I was looking for a 2001 Mariners roster. And then in the search category, make sure it's name and not user ID or online ID. Make sure it's name because that way you're actually searching 2001. And then I did this one, 2001 Mariners, and that's what it was. So the 116 win Mariners. I think I might have said 118 now that I'm thinking about it. So then when you start a new franchise, you hit load roster, you pick the roster that you just downloaded, and let's get into it now. So as we get into this rebuild or this what if experiment scenario, whatever you want to call it, again, every roster for every other team is what it is in today's setting. The only change is the 2001 Mariners. So let's take a look through the roster, because when you look at it, like, it's not a like crazy good roster, but for some reason it just worked and it went really well. Because I think it was the year prior in 2000, Ken Griffey left, and then in the offseason heading into 2001, A-Rod left. So you lost your two key players right there offensively. And this team was like one of those things that it was just like, how did this happen type situation. So let's take a look. You got Freddie Garcia, Jamie Moyer, Aaron Sally, Paul Abbott, Joel Pinero, and John Halama. You will see some current Mariners players on the roster. I will edit them to make sure that they don't hop into the MLB roster. But this is the team. You've got Jeff Nelson, Arthur Rhodes, Norm Charlton, Brett Tomko, Jose Panagua. You got Kazuhiro Sasaki. Catchers, you got three of them in Wilson, Lampkin, and Pat Borders. John Olerud with the helmet. You've got Edgar Martinez. At second base, you got Brett Boone. Third base, David Bell, along with Ed Sprague. At shortstop, you got Carlos Guillen, Stan Javier in left. The center fielders of Mike Cameron and Mark McLemore. And of course, in right field, you've got Ichiro Suzuki with Jay Buhner behind him. So again, you see some of those players, you go, oh yeah, there's some good players there. You've got Suzuki, you've got Buhner, kind of an aging Buhner, but still a pretty solid hitter. Edgar Martinez, John Olerud. But again, it's just not a team that you see and you go, hey, that's pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
No, it's not. It's a good team, but it's not up there. And it was one of those where it's like, it was like the Brewers rebuild. And if you haven't seen that video, what I'll do is I'll leave a link to it in the top corner. Go check it out. It was just a team that everything just kind of came together. And if you know my rebuilds, that never happens. So yeah, let's get into this. Let's see how this goes. We're gonna simulate a season and see how the 2001 Mariners would compare to the current MLB settings that are going on, or the current MLB that's happening right now. So again, we'll go through some of the rosters just so you guys can see everything is how it normally would be. You guys can see Joey Gallo, George Springer, Acuna's with the Braves. So it's normal MLB, 2020 MLB, just with the 2001 Mariners. Let's get into it. Let's see how this one season happens. Alrighty, so no world record, no MLB record, only 89 and 73, which was only good enough for a wild card situation, which it's a little disappointing. I was hoping for a little bit better, maybe even the division. But let's take a look, see how everything kind of unraveled as the season went. So a 272 average, a 382 ERA, And you know what? We're still ranked 3rd in baseball. It's just we don't really have any power. So maybe that was something that kind of came into play. So you guys can see the team, the rankings, or the standings, I should say, not the rankings. And for the most part, a couple 100-win teams, but actually almost every division had a 100-win team besides ours. And let's take a look at league leaders. Ichiro had the most stolen bases, and Edgar Martinez had the most walks. And then when you look through the rest, you guys can kind of see some league leading stats. So it doesn't really look like, okay, we had some doubles up there. What about home runs? How are we on the home run situation? Oh, we had John Olerud with 35. That was the closest we got to the top. So yeah, it looks like power was something that we really lacked. So that was something that probably could have been a little bit better. Carlos Guillen was Rookie of the Year. I mean, you can't really take that seriously. Nelson Cruz MVP. Really? That's a new one. We've never seen that before. And you guys can kind of see the other ones. Who is this guy? Rookie of the Year for the Dodgers. Really? Interesting there. Interesting. So let's take a look and see how the pitching staff did. I mean, I'm assuming we had some decent outings. John Halama had a really good season with 100 innings pitched. Arthur Rhodes, not so much. You've got Norm Charlton, which was okay, not great. Brett Tomko was phenomenal through his outing in the season. Jose Panagua, pretty good. Jeff Nelson was actually very good in that setup role. Like, probably one of the best pitchers or bullpen arms in all of MLB. And then you have Kazuhiro Sasaki. So, all right. I'm kind of happy to see that with the bullpen. I have some faith in that part of the team. You got Freddie Garcia, who had a good season. Aaron Selly, I'm probably saying his name wrong, but it was okay. You know, Jamie Moyer at the age of 42 is still wheeling and dealing on the mound. Paul Abbott, not so much. And Joel Pinero. So it looks like the starting rotation was a little bit of a question mark. You kind of were just hoping that they would eat some innings and not throw away the game. Freddie Garcia and Jamie Moyer were really like the two key pieces in that rotation. And then it looked like the bullpen kind of put the team on their back a little bit towards with the season. So looking at the team offensively, you've got Mark McLemore, who in almost 100 games did quite well. Lampkin didn't have a single appearance. Jay Buhner was okay, pretty underwhelming. Again, 31. You know, you look at his attributes, you would hope he would have done a little bit better. Pat Borders was pretty bad. Ed Sprague was not terrible, limited appearances, but not terrible. And we're back to the top. So here we go. This is the team that I want to see how it really went. Ichiro obviously doing Ichiro things. He's going to get on base and he's going to do well. He's not going to strike out a lot. He's going to be a good player. We're not going to worry about him. Carlos Guillen, you know. Edgar Martinez, though, great numbers. MVP type numbers, RBIs. You got good average on base percentage. The OPS is up there. Good amount of doubles. Brett Boone, okay. John Olerud was actually really good. Holy cow, that's a good season for sure. Mike Cameron, almost an 800 OPS. Okay, that's like something that's not terrible. You got Stan Javier, which was like meh. David Bell, meh. You know, not the greatest. So offensively, definitely you can tell we're lacking some power. We're just lacking that offensive threat. And I feel like if we could have had, you know, maybe someone that just gave just a little bit more run production, we could have been a lot better, because we only had 2 players hit 100 RBIs, and then most of the guys are like under 60. So like when half your lineup's not even hitting like 60 RBIs in a season, yikes. So really just the bullpen kind of carried the team when you look at it, and a couple key players like Edgar Martinez, John Olerud, and Ichiro Suzuki. So even Brett Boone a little bit, but okay, let's see how this wild card game goes, and hopefully we can you know, advance. Hopefully, I hope so. Here we go. We're gonna get into it. Freddie Garcia is gonna take the mound, and let's pop off. Let's win some games. We got to keep this team quiet. They put Ohtani on the mound, so I have some faith. We all know Ohtani's kind of broken, and not in a good way in franchise. He's literally like broken. He just doesn't work. So we're up 2-0. We're gonna need to score more to be safe. I know that for sure. The Angels got that power in their lineup. They've got that offensive threat. And of course, if you guys did miss that video, yeah, I'm doing another plug. It's up here in the corner. Go and watch that Angels rebuild. So, all right, back to the important stuff. This one right here. So we're still up 2-0. They've taken out Ohtani, which, dang it, we didn't score enough. So Freddie Garcia is actually pitching really well. Freddie Garcia, I'm not going to say it, but if you guys see it, you guys see it. No, it's gone. The no-hitter. He had the no-hitter tie ball game, and that is quite unfortunate. You're probably thinking, why didn't you throw in your closer? Freddie Garcia had a no-hitter. He had a no-hitter. I'm going to keep him in the game. I just, that's what we had to do. We won anyways. If you got a no-hitter in a playoff game, you're going to keep going. Like, you don't take that away from your pitcher. Like, they're going to come into the clubhouse and they're going to throw hands with you if you do that. So here we go. We got to keep going. We won anyway, so that's all that matters. All right, so here we go into the ALCS. No, DS. Oof. Struggling today. Seattle versus the Twins, and we are advancing. There we go. Now we're heading into the ALCS, taking on the Yankees. So this is going to be a tough matchup for sure. Let's get Joel Pinheiro out of there. Freddie Garcia has been pitching well. Jamie Moyer, he is just a fountain of youth. He does the business. Let's keep moving forward, taking on the Yankees now. We get that win. We do take that loss there, which is a little tough, and we're one game away from getting knocked out. So we're going to have to do kind of like almost a reverse sweep at this point. We're going to have to do a Cubs to the Indians situation to head to the World Series. So let's see if we can do that. It's going to be tough, especially with the Yankees, man. They're a good team in franchise. So we're going to throw Freddie Garcia. He is a little tired, but Freddie Garcia, I have faith in him. I do. I definitely do. Okay, maybe a little less faith since it's 5-1. It's over. I mean, I think that's the video. We might as well just call it quits at this point and chalk it up as the Mariners. Yeah, that's just how it's gonna go. We just couldn't do it with the Mariners. Couldn't get a World Series, but at least we were able to. We made it to the ALCS. I think that's a good spot for sure, because like when you look at the team compared to teams like the Yankees of today or teams like the Dodgers of today or anything like that, I just don't think they would have the star power to compete with what we have in today's baseball. So I'm not saying the Mariners are a bad team, and of course, looking at past teams and present teams, it's tough to compare them because it's a different style of baseball. It's a different era of baseball. And unfortunately, we're just getting absolutely pounded here. So it's kind of tough to compare 2001 to 2020. But if it were my say, I just don't think that the Mariners with this roster could compete with what we have today. It's just something like that. So we do lose. We've been eliminated. I kind of tried to cover the fact that we got absolutely smashed 13-2 by changing the topic, but that's how it ends. That's just how today's video ends. I hope you did enjoy it. It was a little bit of a fantasy style experiment, what if type situation, and the 2001 Mariners cannot break their win record in 2020. So I hope you did enjoy it. Like I mentioned, hit that thumbs up if you did. You guys have other crazy experiments or anything like that you want to see, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm definitely going to start taking your ideas, maybe throwing them up on screen, giving you a shout out for future videos. So that's it. Hope you did enjoy it. Thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And of course, get in the comment section. Let me know some of those ideas that you can come up with. I'm going to leave 2 videos on screen now. My most recent, and also one that YouTube recommends you check out. If you haven't seen either of them, go and give them a watch. And that's about it, guys. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.